A lot of people think deals are killed from like the low offer or the motivation or something. A lot of deals are killed with lack of trust. They just don't trust the situation.
You personalize your envelopes, you personalize your text, all that stuff. You're getting more results. You're getting better results, and then what to do with those leads. You want to talk about cold calling though, because there's a personalized touch to that too.
When you make it more personalized, when you do a handwritten letter, these kind of things, like it's going to do better. Like you're going to get a higher open rate without a doubt. Like when you have when it's not a double window envelope, for sure you're going to get a higher open rate.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, we're talking about how to really have your marketing stand out, especially in this business in 2025, Ron, where you got texting, you have mail, you have all these things going on. How do you actually stand out as a company? And we're talking about anything before they call you, essentially. So how to make your company stand out so they call you instead of the three other guys in line. But as always, I'm with my business partner, Ron Apke. Welcome back.
Yeah, excited to be here. I think it's a good topic. And like Dan said, everything, how do you get more people to call you? How do you get more leads, essentially, is what we're talking about. Like standing out from the other piece of direct mail, standing out from the other text message these people get.
Yeah.
There's strategies definitely to do this. I'm excited for this one.
But it's a lot of little things in place. It's not like one major change. But I feel like everyone that's listening to this can just take little parts of their pieces and make it a little bit, or of their business, and make it a little bit more personalized to try to build that trust. And we'll go into examples a little bit in this episode as well.
Yeah, where are you going to start with this, though? We can start direct mail. We can start text. Texting might be more basic with this. When we talk about, let's start texting first. Texting is a little more difficult. And when we're talking about standing out, we're talking about separating yourself from the other text messages, separating yourself from the other pieces of direct mail that this person could theoretically be getting. I think for texting, Dan, it's testing, if that makes sense. With texting, I think you need to test. You need to A/B test the cold text. You need to A/B test stuff. And you can do this on Launch Control. You can do A/B tests on Smarter Contact and getting results. I think just like with ads, like if you're running ads, like you want to A/B test what's working the best, what's getting you the most leads.
Yeah.
I think that is the best strategy. But personalizing it for sure, like introducing yourself, letting them know that you know about the area, not being like, I see you own land in the United States, I'm interested in it. Mm-hmm. Make it a little more personal in that first text, definitely.
Yeah, texting's the hardest to personalize, though, I think.
Yeah.
I
think you let them know that you know. I think you let them know that you know about their land, honestly. Like instead of making it personal about you, let them know that you know, like, exactly. I see you own 4.2 acres in Hamilton County, Ohio. I'm a local investor. Want to see if you'd be interested in a cash offer.
Yeah,
and then having different variations of stuff like that.
Yeah, but really the main thing with texting, it's like, how do you respond to the text once you get it too? Mm-hmm. So like text one, pretty generic. You can only personalize it as much as the information you have there. You're not going to go through every single property and look. But text two can be more personalized.
But text one, you can have you can input.
Yeah, you can input the basic stuff, the county record stuff. Yeah. Text two, you can get to know more about them and their actual piece of land, I think.
That you cannot, a lot of these softwares, you cannot text them more than once, like we've talked about. Like you cannot, if you send a text today, a cold text to someone, you can't send another one tomorrow. The softwares won't let you because you're going to violate regulations, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that text needs to get a response, essentially. Your first text, you need to figure out responses. Like that's all you have to worry about when you're looking at that, when you're analyzing, like what text is getting me the most responses, and that's what you got to ride with.
Exactly. And then after that, just personalize. Think of like how to make it, because you got a response now. What are you going to say? That's when you really got to focus on the personalization even more, I think.
Yeah.
And just let them know, because that's essentially what we're trying to do with this is just build trust. And you build trust by relationships.
It's
this
hard
is
over
really
text.
Just building a relationship. Yeah, it's hard over text. You want to get them on the phone. You want to personalize the touch for them. Texting by far, though, is the most difficult, I think, to personalize.
You got to get them to believe. I think the second text is like, make them believe that you're not a robot or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like make them think that they're actually talking to a person.
Yeah.
If you can do that by text too, I think you're in a really good spot, honestly, where it's like, okay, they actually think they are talking to someone.
That's
and make
standing
them
out, yeah.
100% versus like it feels like an automated text and you just control copy. I don't like when our salespeople do that, is when it's copy paste, it just hurts responses because it feels like it's not made for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. I want to move on to a couple other things too. So there's other ways to build relationships and to add a good spin on your marketing. and personalize it a little bit more by your website, because they go. If you look at our website on traffic when you send mail and mail campaigns hit, it goes up immediately. People are looking at your site. It doesn't website's important. Once you get going, I'd get a website. It is important. You can build relationships and trust based on your website. If you have a very legit website with legitimate testimonials and legitimate videos of people talking, I like that approach. Like that, it's hard at first because you don't have that, but you send surveys out to old customers. You get legitimate feedback, and you put not some John Doe and then a message. It was the best experience. Like an actual verified trusted seller. You got a trusted badge. You got your BBB certified, Better Business Bureau. You got everything certified, and it just looks professional. I think it starts there.
That's a good point. You think from text messages, people will go there as well, even though you're not doing URL theoretically?
They don't know who you are yet. Typically, once you build the relationship, they will, and maybe that's what you say in your second text is like visit apkeland.com/testimonials, and you like try to build it that way. Or like in just the conversation somewhere you fit that in. Texting less, because I don't think you're saying your company message one.
Yeah.
You're just telling them who you are.
A lot of people think deals are killed from like the low offer or the motivation or something. A lot of deals are killed with a lack of trust. I don't think people realize how many sellers like get cold feet because they just don't trust the situation, whatever it is, and like they're doing this transaction or trying to do this transaction with someone they've never met.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think people. I bet trust is almost obviously price. Like the people that are never interested, price is a big thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, like trust is, it might be at the top in terms of the most important of why sellers
That's
back
why
out.
this is doing it. Yeah, that's why this whole topic is around trust. Essentially, you're adding.
I'm just saying the impact that it really has. I don't think people truly understand. Like it's one thing like, okay, we're building a relationship, trying to get more responses, but the actual trust aspect is huge in getting deals to the finish line.
That's essentially all I'm thinking about when we're going over these.
Yeah.
Is like how to build trust with them. Obviously, their motivation. Our next episode is gonna be on sales and like building a relationship with them on the phone and trying to convert them. But my whole goal with the marketing side and leveling up your marketing is to literally, how can I build more trust with someone virtually?
Yep.
Or like through my mail or text or
without a phone call, but prior to phone
call. Prior to inbound calls.
Yep.
In responses, essentially. That's the goal of this. So so assuming they're motivated, now you're building trust with them, your chances of selling them go way up.
Yeah. So with texting, A/B test, try to personalize that as much as possible. Try to like see what's getting the most responses. Website is huge. I like that a lot, Dan. I didn't even think about that. Having a website, again, it doesn't have to be on your first marketing campaign. Having an amazing website, don't like get all these fake testimonials. It's very easy to tell, but people are going to visit your website.
You can point people there.
Yeah.
Even if you'll get traffic even if you're not pointing people there. But once you have a very built out website, good testimonials, you show examples of your old properties you bought, things like that. Like just building that trust on there, it goes a long way. And then you just start pointing people there.
Yep.
It's in your mail, it's in your text, it's on your cold calling. Oh, you don't believe me? Look at all of our reviews we have. We're a Better Business Bureau, BBB, whatever other Trustpilot reviews, certified Google reviews. All of that stuff really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Ever wondered how land investing can be the fastest path to financial freedom? I break it all down in my new book, One Lot at a Time. I'll show you exactly how to find, buy, and flip land for huge profits without dealing with houses, tenants, or any crazy renovations. It's simple. This is the book that I wish I had when I first started. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, grab a copy now. One Lot at a Time by Daniel Apke. Find it at your local bookstore or on Amazon.com.
Let's go direct mail. It's probably the biggest one, Dan, in terms of like the opportunity, because what you have essentially, guys, with direct mail, there's a lot of options in terms of putting a picture on there, what the copy is like. Copy is what's written on there. Is it a postcard you're doing? Are you doing 1-page letter, 2-page letter? A lot of different ways to build that trust, to get that reputation. The first thing, though, Dan, is getting them to open your mail.
Yeah.
And I think like if they're not opening it, like you lost the battle. Like it's going in the trash, whatever it is. Maybe it's going on the kitchen table for a year. But if they're not opening it, like what's their first response? And that's where things like colorful envelopes, personalized envelopes that don't look like a typical like sales letter envelope is very valuable. And it is more expensive though. But how do you kind of weigh that?
It's tough. Like it's going to be 3x the price.
Yeah.
Like a handwritten letter with a nice envelope. Are you going to get 3x the results? I don't know. You got to test it out. But if you do get 3x the results and it's a 1-to-1, so you're like, I'm paying 3 times more. I'm getting 3 times the results. Is it worth it? It's a balance. It's a wash essentially. But you also got to look at it like you just spent 3 times less marketing money and contacts. So your systems decrease. Your operations decrease with it. So there's multiple ways to look at it. But like you said, the biggest thing is getting them to open the mail. But how do you even measure that? That's why mail's so difficult, is because you don't have data behind it.
You can measure by calls.
You measure by inbound, yes.
Yeah, that's really all. Like that's the lowest level. Unless you have a QR code or something on there, where there are other ways you can personalize, where you know when someone scans a QR code, but they opened it already by then.
That's what someone needs to do is send 500 customized, but then you have there's so many variables.
There's some kind of custom sticker on there that closes the envelope.
Sticker. There's so many different
and you know
things.
when it opens.
But to test it out, you would do it 1-to-1. So you just do a blank standard 2-page letter and a standard double, what do they call it? Double window?
Yeah.
Double pan window or something. Yep. You do that, and then you do a customized one, and then you just see. And then once you realize how much better the customized one performed than that, you can make your decision. And then once you go with customized ones, you can do the same A/B test. But the problem with this is, to really get a true test run, you have to send the marketing to the same people at the same time. So only companies like mail houses can do this, or it makes sense. It wouldn't make sense for you and I to do it necessarily, because in our land business, because we have to send out 1,000 in one market of standard letters in an envelope, and then 1,000 customized, handwritten, all of that stuff at the same time. So it hit, because then it's to the same contacts at the same time. Then you'd know.
I don't think that's necessarily true, honestly. If you want to do a perfect test, but they literally have to hit the mailbox at the exact same time. But if you do a test of, 1,000 mailers a few different times, a few different A/B tests, because if you're just doing it based on calls, like, you're going to see the data.
It would have to be over a long period of time. How you're saying it?
I don't think necessarily, honestly.
Really?
Like, you're going to see. It matters. Like,
we
if
sent mail and got 12 deals from 1-800 mail county.
For sure.
You can't just. It needs to be hundreds of thousands, I think.
100%. I don't disagree about that, but yeah, I don't think it has to be more than 10,000 offers, honestly. Like, I think you're going to see trends with. I'm not talking about deals. I'm talking about just calls. And if you call, you knew they opened the mail. Then you talk about interested sellers, but you're going to notice rapport differences of the people typically with the personal stuff. And I think you'll know, honestly, like, if you actually take good data on everyone you talk to, I think you'll know in the first 10,000 mailers if you do 10,000 of both.
Yeah. So if you guys are doing this, start comparing the number of calls you get in for your mailer with your reference numbers, and then create a Google sheet and have all this data in there. How many calls you get from this campaign, and keep it updated. That's the hardest part about it. Keep it updated, and then compare customized to this, and then you'll have your decision.
It's just going to come down to, like, the extra costs, honestly. Like, I think when you make it more personalized, when you do a handwritten letter, these kind of things, like, I think you would not assume, but it's going to do better. Like, you're going to get a higher open rate without a doubt. Yeah. Like, when it's not a double window envelope, for sure you're going to get a higher open rate.
I still think I do.
They work.
I think people open them almost most of the time. I think people open them most of the time, and then when they get it open, they see the standard.
It's quick to throw out. Yeah.
And it's quick to throw out.
You can fix your copy on that. That's where Dan's talking. Like, you have a double window. Like, yeah, we're talking about open, but we're never going to really know a true open rate. You know what I mean? So how do you actually get that phone call? I would track phone calls. Like, we can't track open rates. So you're tracking, like, okay, customize your letters, guys. I don't care. Like, your envelope is great, awesome, whatever you have, but customize your letters and look at data on those. Give a picture if it's not extra money for a black and white picture. Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, why you're doing it.
Or do a colored picture. Or do a colored picture.
Or do a colored picture.
It's not going to be the same as the fully customized. You can do hybrid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right, though. People open mail. Like, it's hard to throw out a piece of mail. Like,
but then you think about it too, though. So, like, a lot of people in the community, they're doing what they call hybrid offers, right? It's a hybrid with the handwritten. It's handwritten envelope, and then standard offer letter. I'm almost certain a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then and they're showing how much results they're getting. So that's proven that it's just right there.
Yep. Then you have handwritten, which really feels
the most
like
expensive.
Yeah, a little tougher to find probably at scale. But there are people with machines, stuff like that. That's probably, and we haven't done a ton of testing on that, but that's definitely something that the more personalized you get, the more responses you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going from a hybrid handwritten, but the problem with handwritten, I guess it's not a problem, but since it's going to be handwritten on a postcard, you need to put an offer in there still. You can do an offer letter.
You can do range. You can do a lot of things. You'll get calls.
I think you can do it the same. It's just you got to keep it. I mean, I'm guessing like
it's not going to be a contract, but you have a system.
Words.
What'd you say?
100 to 150 words.
Is that what it is?
On a
you
postcard.
can do that. Like the personalization comes from the envelope, from the handwritten. Like these machines look like they are someone sits down. And
oh my
writes
gosh,
them.
it smears ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the good ones.
Yeah.
The factory ones, not the little robot. They both do good, I'm sure.
I sent one handwritten letter ever. It was to someone I was trying to buy land. We were trying to buy that landlocked property.
Yeah,
and we got it.
Yeah,
because we actually owned the landlocked property behind, and we wanted the property with the road access. And I did a handwritten letter, and it was one of one. I'm 1 for 1 getting a deal.
Yeah, they were down in like Lexington or something.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so that's obviously the most expensive, but you're going to get the best results in terms of like calls per mail sent out. That's not counting money, right? That's saying just calls. You give out 100, you'll get X calls.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get the most from handwritten for sure. When by handwritten envelope, handwritten inside.
Yep. And I don't even think you worry, guys, that much about like the deal aspect. I think you really just worry about qualified like leads. Like when you're really trying to analyze this past the calls part, like qualified leads, because deals are going to happen with qualified leads. If you're getting 5 qualified leads from one type and then 20 from the other, like that's a good, like your job is to close. That's after the fact. Like the deals, some deals might happen, some deals might not.
Yeah.
The data can be skewed a little bit with that low volume of deals. But like if you're getting qualified leads from one type, like double down on that. But again, it's all about data and A/B testing.
But don't analyze. That's a good point. I'm glad you said that. Don't analyze the deals you're getting in. But the main reason is why.
Just not enough. There's not enough data.
Well, but why else? The main reason.
Like testing me. Just tell me the reason.
The main reason is there's too much variability with your sales ability. You might have answered this person on time. You might have not called this person back in the day. Someone else might have answered this call. You can't. That's how you test your sales team. You're saying you convert 2 out of every 10 leads, but you don't want to. You want to get to the most black and white data point there is. Say how many qualified leads do I have, and then past that is your sales ability and how many of those you're closing.
Yep.
But for your mail efficiency and your marketing efficiency, measure the quality leads you have per something. So do this. Then this is the same for text, cold call, mail, everything.
And everyone's gonna ask like, what is a qualified lead? Define it yourselves, but make sure it's the same. The thing is, like, you need your double window, bland offer to have the same data points as your really custom offer. But you just can't, a qualified lead cannot be different for one than the other. So we're not going to define that for you, like define it for your business, what a qualified lead is, but just make sure it's the same. Like you're defining it the same for both.
And you want it to be
make a good
decent
A/B
conversion
test.
rate.
The only difference can be the letter.
Yeah.
Can be the envelope.
Correct. If
The
you're
piece
doing
of
it this way.
marketing.
Yes. So they need to literally fit a checkbox. Are they this? Are they this? Check, check. They're qualified.
This is like, we've been talking a lot over the last 6 months probably about like, this is a business, and like these kind of things are things that people aren't doing. I just know like at scale, and we could probably do a better job educating on stuff like this. But data wise, like doing these type of things, A/B testing, like it can be a 20% improvement in your deal volume and your lead volume over a year.
Yeah.
And like it is a significant difference. Yeah, your marketing expenses might go up a little bit if you change the type of letters, everything like that. But it's not even like we're saying like the more expensive letters are better. We're saying test it out, run some data, see what fits you and your business.
Yeah. Next thing we can talk about, which I don't know if we want to because we have our next episode, we're talking about sales. So you personalize your envelopes, you personalize your text, all that stuff. You're getting more results. You're getting better results, and then what to do with those leads. That's next episode. Do you want to talk about cold calling, though? Because there's a personalized touch to that, too. But that's more of like a sale, unless you have a team where you're just qualifying based on 5 questions, period.
So, I mean, a couple ways to look at that. If we're looking at cold calling, we're just looking at like, okay, Like you look at like direct mail, like, okay, they're calling you, they're not calling you, they're interested, they're not interested. I think cold calling, like same thing. It's that introduction.
Yeah.
Like what is their response essentially? Like you need to test your intros. What can you like easily, if whether it's you calling or, and yeah, we have a conversation with the lead at this point, but if it's you calling or you have a cold calling service, like adjusting your intro or your own people, adjusting the intro is something you can control and get really good data on. That's what you should be A/B testing.
Yes.
Oh, and you can do it at scale. Like I'm getting this intro's getting a mad person. This intro's we're getting the conversation a little further and digging a little further.
Yeah.
And same thing you can do with voicemails as well if you're testing if you're doing voicemails.
And that's a good point too for people using cold calling agencies and texting agencies and lead generation agencies in general. The leads that are coming in from there aren't always actual leads. Do you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean, so that means they send you 100 leads. That doesn't mean you're going to get 100 actually qualified leads. So you got to qualify them yourself and say, is this actually a lead or not? Because they're just asking qualifying questions and really just checking a few boxes on, have you ever thought about selling your land? Okay, they say yes. Boom, they go into your inbox. As a lead, you have to have a secondary actually lead to how you define them, or if you did want to classify that as lead, just be consistent across all.
Yeah, you definitely do. Testing things, though, guys. If there's anything you get out of this episode, test things in your business. Like this is going to help you significantly improve results. Your texting, what your initial text is, your direct mail, like how you're doing direct mail, what you're putting on it, everything like that. Don't change more than one variable. You cannot do a test with changing multiple variables because then you don't know.
Yeah.
Like if you have,
and you got to have a big enough sample size too.
100%. Just like anything, like if you're trying to fix your diet or something messing with your body and your diet, you try to take out 4 things of your diet. Like you don't know which one mess it up if it fixes.
Or vice versa. You're taking all these supplements. You don't know which one.
100%. Like you remove one thing and see what's going on and then make adjustments from there. But you cannot really A/B test more than one thing at a time.
I agree. I don't have much more to add. I think this was good.
Guys, if you guys are watching on YouTube, Thursday is going to be the follow-up to this. We're going to talk about all sales, talking about building relationships with sellers. If you're watching this one, you definitely need to watch that one as well. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, that one will come out on Friday morning. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. We'll see you guys next time.